Hi! Would you like to know an effective option to lose weight? In this video, I'm going to talk about my experience with intermittent fasting and how I made it a good way for me to lose weight. If you're interested in that, please keep watching. Hi everyone, I'm Kelli Jones with AHeroAwakens.com and welcome to my channel. Since January 1st, 2021, I have kind of been on and off of a keto and low carb eating lifestyle, and it's been working really well for me. When I was committed and really doing it, I saw a lot of, I was, losing some weight in a healthy way and, really doing good. But this past month, in June, I had some medical issues with my tummy, with some asthma, things like that. Because of these things, my doctor had to put me on a very restrictive diet. A big part of the diet is rice and chicken. So that kind of took me away from being able to do low carb and keto. But what I decided that I was going to do instead is intermittent fasting. So I had read about intermittent fasting, and I know that a lot of people who do keto also do intermittent fasting, so I was really interested in it. I was reading that there's some benefits that overlap because you're giving your tummy a break for whatever your fasting time is. And so you may not go into ketosis, but you're not, making lots of insulin and glucose. So it has some things that overlap with each other. From what I understand, I'm not a doctor and I'm not an expert on it, but this is kind of just from reading like what you could read. This is what I've come to figure out. So basically, what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is where you go periods of a time without eating. So you're fasting part of the time, but then you're eating intermittently. So it's not just fasting, you're kind of mixing both. And there's lots and lots of ways out there in order to do intermittent fasting. It's like an eating pattern that cycles between periods of eating and periods of fasting. It allows your body, going into these fasts allows your body to use some of these stored fat because it's not constantly getting its energy from food, so it's kind of having to go to other places. That's kind of the premise of what people who do that, kind of what they talk about. So it kind of helps you burn off excess fat in theory, or that's what they, from what I understand. So like during the eating window, as long as you don't eat too much, you should lose weight. So in that respect, this isn't really like a diet. Like it's not telling you what to eat, but it's more like an eating pattern, like a way of eating whatever it is, whatever diet you're doing. There's lots of different types of intermittent fasting. There is where you fast for 12 hours and then have a feeding time for 12 hours. That's the 12-12 you'll see. Or the 16-8, that's where you fast for 16 hours and then have an eating window of 8 hours. There's also people who do alternate day fasting, so they'll fast one day and then not the next. Or I think sometimes they can eat up to like 500 calories one day. I don't know all the details, but it's, very much, not eating almost no food on one day and then the next day eat normally. And so there's lots and lots of time. There's also a 5-2, that's where I think you eat normally 5 days a week and fast for 2 days a week. So there's lots and lots of types of intermittent fasting out there, and each person just kind of has to figure out what works best for them if they decide to do this diet. And there's also a type of fasting, there's also two other kinds where you hear people say the 1 MAD, 1 meal a day. And that's where they just eat 1 meal a day every day. So like for 22 or 23 hours every day they fast. And then there's also a 2 meal a day. And that's the same idea, eat 2 meals a day, and then the rest of the time, no snacking or anything. You give your body a break from eating. So what are some benefits of intermittent fasting? Well, I did some research, and this is what I found. So the most obvious benefit of intermittent fasting that I have found is that it will help you lose weight. There have been lots of studies actually that show that the intermittent fasting can actually have some pretty powerful effects on your body and your brain, and it can even, like from what I've read, it can help you live longer. If it's done right, intermittent fasting can have some good health benefit. It can help you lose weight, it can help reverse diabetes, type 2 diabetes, it can help with other things too. So one of the things it does is intermittent fasting encourages your body to make more human growth hormone. And that helps with muscle gain, with weight loss, with lots of things. It also improves insulin sensitivity, which is how it can help reverse type 2 diabetes. And it helps with cellular repair. That's kind of cool, right? So when fasted, our cells initiate a cellular repair process, and that includes like autophagy, which autophagy is just where it kind of, your cells, kind of clean up There's people who try autophagy like to help with loose skin and other things. I don't know all the details of autophagy, but that's one of the things that this is supposed to help you do. It also can help reduce inflammation, which is a key driver in a lot of chronic diseases out there. And so all of this stuff I found, reading different things with good sources. I read some studies, also some articles, and so I'm going to put those in the description if you want to read more about all this. There's lots of resources in the description if you'd like to learn a little bit more about intermittent fasting and what has the studies that have been done with it, because there's like lots of things. It can also help increase your metabolism. So however though, please keep remembering that if you binge and you eat lots and lots of food during your eating window, that it's going to be really hard for the body's going to be spending most of that fasted time trying to digest all that enormous amount of food that you ate. So you're really not going to get a lot of these benefits. So this is why I changed this up a little bit. This is how I used intermittent fasting as an effective weight loss program. So the first thing I decided to do, number one, is I combined two different types of intermittent fasting. I combined the 16-8, so I'm fasting for 16 hours a day and eating for 8 hours a day. And I actually sometimes I did the 12 and 12, but now I've kind of, because you'll see me talk about that in other videos, because there was a period of time in the first couple of weeks where I did the eat for 12 hours, not eat for 12 hours, but now I've switched over to the 16-8. So I fast for 16 hours and eat for 8 hours, but during that 8 hours I only have 2 meals, no snacks. And for me, that was a game changer. And then number two, the second thing I did to make this diet work for me is I'm tracking what I am eating. Like I got on Carb Manager, that's the app that I use to track. And even though I'm not eating low carb, even they have options on there for like the zone diet or whatever you want. I've kind of been sticking with the zone because, like I said, I'm having to eat so much rice and chicken. Like the rice really adds up in carbs, but that's okay. It's been working for me because I've been losing weight. But so that I don't overeat during those 2 meals a day, I'm tracking it. I'm weighing my food. I'm making sure that I'm not going over. In the past, when I had tried to track food and limit my calories, I would get so hungry I never could stick to the diet. But doing it this way, that one of the benefits of this is that it helps with hunger. So doing the intermittent fasting for me anyway has really helped with hunger. Like maybe a few hours after I eat my meals, I may have a little bit of hunger, but I just kind of push through it. I don't go snack or anything, but then the hunger just disappears. It's like the closest thing to keto for that benefit that I have found. So it hasn't been hard to reduce my calories and eat less with this diet. So that was a game changer, and it's really just those two things that I'm doing, and that is what made intermittent fasting work for me. So how, if you wanted to try intermittent fasting, how would you get started? So first of all, kind of think about what kind of fast do you feel like you could do? Realistically, do you feel like you could do the 12 hours? Some people like to do alternate day. There's lots and lots of information out there on how to do that. And then you just kind of start. And if you have any issues, if it seems too hard, you can always, change and shift over to a different, like I did, because I first started out kind of shifting back and forth between the 12 hours and then the 16-8. And then I decided the 16-8 worked best. I didn't stop. I didn't like, oh God, I've got to start over. This isn't working. I just shifted and just decided, okay, this one's working better. And so and if you're having any issues, if it's don't keep doing it. If you're feeling bad from it, don't just stop and just see how it works for you that way. So what do I think of intermittent fasting? Oh my gosh, I think you can tell. I like it. Like I said, normally when I track my food and everything, and I try to reduce my calories, I get so hungry. But with this the intermittent fasting that I'm doing, I'm not hungry. It's so cool. Like it feels so much like doing keto in that way. And that was one of the things I loved about keto, is that it took my hunger. And so I feel like I'm getting that benefit from intermittent fasting, which is really, really awesome. And I really just felt that the intermittent fasting was so comparable to keto for the benefits that I really liked from it. And I can totally see why so many people combine keto and intermittent fasting, because they kind of overlap a lot of the benefits. And there may be, as I come off of this diet and everything is healing, I may end up, doing a little bit more of keto again. So that would be really cool for me to see that in the future, but I don't know, I haven't made up my mind for sure. I mean, to be honest, with keto, I really kind of felt like that the benefits, like the increase, I had, more energy. I don't know that I'm feeling that with this, but I've also haven't been feeling well, so I mean, who knows? And I mean, I may. Like, I feel okay actually. But as I'm feeling better, then I'll know better how it's affecting my energy. But the other two big benefits that I liked from keto was that it took for my hunger and it took my cravings. You know, crazy, you know, like pizza cravings, things like that. After about a week or so, those cravings just went away. And I feel like they were more pronounced with keto, but I'm getting those two same benefits from intermittent fasting, to where, you know, I'm not having strange, you know, like all these like cookie cravings or pizza cravings. And I'm also, you know, it's also taking my hunger, which is so cool. Like I will get, you know, a little hungry, like I said, but it's nothing that's not hard to push through at all. I haven't had a problem with it at all. It's been amazing actually. And it works. Just like keto, it works. I've been losing weight, which is really cool. Okay, so now, without further ado, let's do my weigh-in for this week. I'm gonna do my weigh-in now. It is 9/12, Tuesday, June 15th, 2021, and like always, I'll put my phone here so you can see the scale. I feel like I'm always like repeating myself, but the exact same words and all, really. Okay. Ooh. 237.6. Oh, that is so awesome. Yay. So I lost, I don't know, I can't remember. I'm blanking on what I think I weighed 239 or 239 point something last week. So I lost at least a pound. So yes, this is so cool. It is 9/13, Tuesday, June 15th, 2021. And today is my birthday, June 15th, so happy birthday to me. It seems like I have, I'm doing a bit better with getting to my healthy weight. So I hope that y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. So yes, I'm still losing weight. I lost 2 pounds this week, 2 more pounds. This is so cool. I'm like on a roll. Every week I've been losing a little bit of weight. I'm so tickled. So yeah, last week I weighed 239.6 and this week I weighed 237.6. So that's exactly 2 pounds. Yes, I'm still losing. This is so exciting. I can't believe this. So yeah, so I think that's about everything. I wanted to share with you guys that, you know, I had to shift over into doing intermittent fasting, and I'm so grateful and so glad about the benefits of it, that it's working. It's such a simple diet. It just feels so basic. It's not complicated, and I really need that right now. It feels so good, and there's probably a lot of you who feel that way too. Just simplify your life. So if any of you guys try it, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. And please always remember that no matter what has happened, you're never too far gone. Too much hasn't happened. It's not too late for you to have the life that you really want to have, and to really work towards things that you really want in life, and to make your dreams come true. Thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.